Hey guys, welcome back. In the previous video, we saw how to run our tests into parallel. In this video, we're going to do something more interesting. If any one of you would have seen my very first video, it talked about end-to-end test workflow. And if you recall, like if you've seen the video, we talked about 3 different modes of running our tests into CI. Now, whereas the second and the third mode needs our test stages to be part of application pipeline, the first stage does not need it. The goal of this very first pipeline is to see that every time we try to create new tests on our own framework, we do not break our existing test or existing framework, right? So this is the easiest one to implement. And this is the one that we are going to cover in today's video. So essentially what we need to do this is, like if you're using GitHub, it's very easy to implement this. So let's go to GitHub. This is my project 0. All you have to do is you have to go to Actions. You have to click on New Workflow, and let's click on Java with Maven because that's what we're using. So let's click on Configure. You can keep the default name maven.yaml. If you want, you can change it to something else. For example, if you want to call it test the tester, this is what I like to call my workflow file, because essentially it is testing our own framework, right? If we look into this file, we can see, for example, the name is Java CI with Maven. It will trigger the test both on a pull request on main, but also on a push when the push is completed on the main. Let's keep it like this. And it contains only one job, which name is build, and it says runs on Ubuntu latest, steps, actions checkout, name setup JDK 11, uses actions setup Java 3, Java version is 11, distribution is Tamarind. It will try to cache Maven, and name is build with Maven, and basically it's just going to run Maven build package file POM XML, which will also trigger test by default. So you have to do nothing here, basically. No changes are needed. If you want, you can make it like Maven clean test, completely up to you. But if you leave it like this, that's also absolutely fine. So let's say if you just click on start commit, you can keep it like the same thing, create test YAML. If I do tab, it does not take it. So let's call it create test YAML file. And I think it's pretty self-explanatory, right? So you can't commit to main because it's protected. Very good. Create a new branch. So let's propose a new file. I already hear a pop-up because it created a branch. Let's create a pull request. And now it created a pull request. As you can see, there's one file change. So first it created a .github repository, then a folder called workflow. And then inside this, you have this file called test.yaml, right? And now all you have to do is, if I come here and if I just say, you can see it has already started triggering the pipeline. If you want to see what's happening in the pipeline, let's click on this, show all checks. Let's click on details. And now you actually have a pipeline where you can see, for example, after setting up JDK, built with Maven, and this is where we expect those 2 tests to be triggered. So let's scroll down and let's see if our 2 test cases are triggered or not. And this is where you can see the build stage already triggered our test. Both the tests run, there's no problem, and that's why the build is green. So let's just go ahead and approve this pull request, right? So squash and merge, confirm squash and merge, and this is how easy it was. Like every time now you will create a pull request, you will see that it will trigger the build, and depending on if the build is green or if the build is red, you can decide if you want to merge the pull request or if you want to work upon it. By the way, this brings us to another interesting topic, and that is you don't really have to decide manually that if something is failed or passed to merge into pull request. You can actually make it make it like a mandatory check, so that every time if the build is green, only then you could merge your PR. Since this is a topic in itself, I think I would like to cover it into the next video. So I hope you learned something new in this video, and I look forward to see you guys in another video. If you like my channel, well, please subscribe, and if you like this video, press the like button. Thank you. See you. Bye-bye.